Yeah, great. So, good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to the second session of Android Study Jams Bootcamp in collaboration with Ahmed University Mumbai, Purnima College of Engineering, Indore Institute of Science and Technology, Parul University, I2IT, etc., etc. So, yeah, many students said that they haven't attended the first session. So, what I'll do is I'll just give you a brief overview of Kotlin and what we did in yesterday's session. A quick revision, a 10-minute revision. So first of all, Kotlin is the backend language which is used for developing Android applications. So yeah, so what's the syntax of Kotlin? If you want to, let's just write a simple hello world program in Kotlin. I guess everybody knows that function. This is a function. We have a main function in a program. So what does the main function do? Whenever a compiler compiles your code, it first looks for the main function. Okay, it will execute the main function, and accordingly the methods in the main function will be executed. So for the most important thing in our program is the main function. So let's write a main function. So the syntax is function fun. The syntax for function is fun, then main, then curly braces. After that, just write print ln. I'll write session 2. Yeah. So let me just compile this code. So yeah, it gives me an output which is session 2. So this is how we write a simple hello world program. Okay. So now let's move on to what if you want to assign a particular value to a variable. So let's declare a variable now. For example, I am declaring a variable a. So the syntax is variable, which is var. Var means variable a equals 23, 32. Simple. And what I'll do is I'll just print. Okay, I'll just print this particular value, print a. So yeah, now what it will do, my program will do is it will print the value of a, which is 32. So this is how we declare variables in Kotlin. Okay, so the main there are two types of variables actually, that is mutable and immutable. What do you mean by immutable? Mutable means something which can be changed. Okay, so I'll just write here, mutable means something which can be changed. And what is the meaning of immutable? Simply opposite of mutable, right? Simply opposite of mutable, which cannot be changed. Okay, so variable, okay, var is a mutable data type. Okay, what do you mean by mutable? You can change the value of var. Okay, but what if you want to declare a immutable data type? What you will do is you will write val a equals 56. Now this is a immutable data type. Immutable means the value of val, sorry, I'll write b because I've already declared a. So what is the meaning of val? Immutable data type, you cannot change the value of val. So let me just try changing the value of val to be okay, I'll change the value of b as uh, 53 for example, and now I am trying to print the value of b. So let's see whether this program works or not. Okay, val cannot be reassigned. This is the error. So what does this mean? This means that you cannot change the value of val. Why? Because it's an immutable data type. The value of val cannot be changed. Okay, so now what if I want to change the value of var? Since var is mutable, its value will definitely get changed. So let's now print the value of, I have changed the value of a to 53. Now let's print the value. Okay, so as you can see, it is 5. So what if you want to have some spaces over here, or what if you want to use this particular variable in a expression, in a string? So what do you mean by string? String is an array of what you can say. String is a collection of alphabets or anything. A collection of alphabets is called as a string. For example, I'm writing a string, print hello world. Okay, so this hello world is nothing but it's a string. Okay, it's a data type string. Let's like we have integers. Integers are numbers, 1 to 100. Float numbers, what do you mean by float numbers? Float numbers is point values, which is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, something like that. So string is also a kind of data type. So now we are getting hello world. So what if I want to use this? Let's do one thing. Let's make a small program of displaying the age. So what I'm doing is I am displaying my age. So what I'll do is I'll define a variable which is age. Okay, the value is 34, and what I'll do is I'll just print its value. Okay, print my age is. So what do you want? You want this particular age, the value of this age, to be displayed in the string. So for that, what you need to do is you need to add a dollar symbol over here and write age. That's all. So now execute the code. See, my age is 34. Okay. So if you want to access your integer variable or anything, okay, which you have already declared, so what you will do is you will create a string, okay, and in that you can add this dollar symbol. Okay. So if you want to use it, so what you need to do is add dollar symbol. So in this way you can use your declared data type in a string. Okay. So after that, okay, so after that, let me just tell you how you can store. Let's just write a simple if else loop. Okay. So for example, this is my age. Okay, what I'll do is I'll write if age not equal to 34. Okay, so what it will do is print uh, this is not my age, and second is else. Okay, but I joined for knowledge. Every session. Okay, I'll just take the doubts. I've joined today. Will I get certificate? Yes, recordings will be posted on YouTube. Okay. 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 Don't worry, guys. You will get the certificates. The link will be shared at the end of the session. Don't worry about it. So now just concentrate on what I am teaching to you. Okay. So if it's a simple if else loop, what I am do is I am displaying a simple if else loop. Okay. So this is the loop. If age is not equal to 34, what if my age is not equal to 34? Then it will print this is not my age. Else it will print ln my age is correct. This is what it will print. So now just run this code. Okay, see my age is correct. So since it is not coming on a new line, what I'll do is I'll write print ln. See, my age is correct. My age is 34. So what if I change the value to 56? Okay, so now it's telling this is not my age. So this is a very simple if else loop. Okay, so there is one more thing which is known as switch case. Okay, I guess you guys must have studied this switch case and all. So what is a switch case? Switch case is if a particular condition is not satisfied, okay, then switch to another case. For example, if my name is Tushar, okay, and somebody has entered Praveen, okay, so I will not go to that particular case. I'll jump to next case where my case name is Tushar and execute that cases according to the condition. Okay. So if you're hungry, you will eat food. If you are thirsty, you will drink water. Okay. So it depends on the condition, on your condition. You are in which condition? If you are hungry, you will eat food. Okay. So that's it is. So what I'll do is let me just declare a variable x as a Tushar. Okay. And what I'll do is, so in order to execute switch case, what we use is we use the when. Okay, so I'm please unmute the. Okay, I'll stop that. Okay, fine. Okay, so if you want to execute switch case, mute participant. Does Kotlin hashtag /n for new line? I can see yes, you can use it. Okay, so let me just tell you how to use /n. So this is it. Hello. So just write /n over here. Okay, then print word. Okay, so Yes, surname code C. It is on the new line. It comes on a new line. That's all. Okay. So this is it. So let's come on to switch case. Switch case in Kotlin. I don't know who is my classic. I just know. Guys, keep these questions at the end. Now just concentrate on what I am teaching. All these questions will be answered at the end of the session. I will keep separate 5 minutes for that. Okay, so now just concentrate on what I am teaching. Okay, so switch case in Kotlin. So what switch case is actually, okay. So for example, I'm declaring a variable x as Tushar. Okay, Tushar. So now what I want is I'm declaring a condition when x. Okay, so when when my x is Tushar, okay, what I need to do is I need to print yes, print ln yes, my name is correct. This is what I want to print. Okay, and what if my name is Praveen? So at that time I need to what I need to do is I need to declare print ln my name is incorrect. This is what I need to print. Okay, after that let's consider a different case where my name is neither Tushar, neither it is Praveen, it is something else. So for that case, what we need to do is we need to have a else statement, okay, which will say that uh, print ln, which will say that uh, your input is incorrect. This is what it will say. Okay. So yeah, let me just. I guess you already. What is when it is keyword? Can you repeat your question, Ikansh? What do you mean when it is a keyword? I didn't get you. Okay then. So let me just tell you what this program means. Actually, when x, so we are defining a condition first in switch case. As I said, when you are hungry, you will eat. When you're thirsty, you will drink. Okay. So at that time, it depends on the condition. So what I'm doing is I am creating that condition in when, and it can have different cases. So this Tushar, this Praveen is a case where my x value is Tushar or either my x value is Praveen. So at that time, I want this particular statement to be executed. Okay, so that's why I am using this switch case. So you may say that what is this? Why am I using this arrow? So this arrow is an operator which points that this particular action needs to be executed. Okay, so operator this points that this action needs to be executed. That's all. Okay, so now let's just run this program. See, yes, my name is correct. See, the value of x is Tushar. That's why displaying that yes, my name is correct. So now let me change the value to Praveen. So now let's check the output. Okay, see, your input is incorrect. What if my name is something? Yeah, any string. So at that time, let's check the value. Okay, your input is incorrect. Okay, so this is what we did in the last lecture, and we started with functions as well. Okay, so let function. What is a function? Function is something which has which does a particular job for you. Okay, for example, you have a laptop. Okay, so what do you do on the laptop? You play games, you watch your sessions, you're watching this session. Okay, so a laptop is used for this particular thing. So for cooking, what do we use? We use utensils. Okay, so what if we have to go out in the rain? We use an umbrella. So every object has its particular function. So that's why we have functions in programming languages which performs a particular task for you. Okay, so let me just have a function with you, for you. Okay, for example, there is some delay in screen sharing. There is some delay. So, guys, is there a delay in screen share?
Yes, there is quite. I mean, it's some delay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sharing it again. So now is there any delay?
No, no.
No?
No, sir.
Perfect then. Okay,
No.
okay, okay. So what I taught you in lectures is a function performs a particular task. Okay, function is something which performs a particular task. For example, I want to display my name. What I'll do is make a function func display. So the syntax is this. Okay, open and close parenthesis. After that semicolon, and what is the return type? Okay, so as I said, functions perform a particular task. Okay, so it should give me something, it should return a value to me. So I have to define that what is my value. Okay, so now the value I need is string. Okay, so what I'll do is return my name, Tushar. Okay, so now what's the next task? The next task is to call this function. Okay, now I want this particular thing to be executed. Now it's time to call this. So where you will call it, all the functions are called in the main function. Okay, so what I'll do is print. What I'll print display. Print display function. So what I'll call is, I'll call display function over here. There is still a delay. Is it guys, is there any delay?
Yes,
Akshat?
there is a delay.
Okay, fine.
Yes, I guess there is.
I'll just join in again.
Okay.
It feels like jittering.
Network lag.
There is a delay. What's happening? I can't see anything. Hello?
Hello. Yes, just a second.
Okay, so now is there any delay? Hello guys. I'm phone again. So is there any
No
delay
delay.
now?
No,
No
No,
sir.
delay,
no,
right?
No, sir.
Oh,
it's
okay.
perfect.
So okay then. So we can continue. No, for okay. So this is display. We are displaying this particular. We are displaying this particular value. We have made another function for that. I made display function to display my name, and I'm calling main function. So what is it doing? It's performing a particular task. Okay. So this is how we declare a function. So what is the syntax? I'll just write the syntax over here. So fun, what does fun stand for? Fun stands for function. Then we have to write function name. After that, open and close parenthesis. Then the return type of the function. And after that, we need to write all our statements inside the function. So this is the whole syntax of the function. So this is all what we did for yesterday. Okay. So what we can do is we can use one function in another functions as well. Okay. So what we'll do is I'll just get my old code itself. I'll do nothing with this, but what I want is I want to use this display function in another function. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create fun function, new function, and fun is a new function. I'll make it. Okay, so here the data type is the return type is unit. So what do you mean by unit? I'll explain it again, but for the time sake, just understand this. Okay, so here what I am doing is I am printing. Okay, print, this is a new function. Okay, slash n, So wherever is it, I'll write /n. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'll call my
Can we
display.
access this video call later? Sir,
What did you say?
can we access this video call later or record it?
Yes.
Yes, yes, this is recorded and you can access it later. No worries. You will be getting the recording links by tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Prachi, I am coming to it. I'm coming to it. I'm coming to that. We don't need to use a return type. Actually, Kotlin is a very user-friendly language, and that's the best thing about Kotlin. In Java, you need to write tons of code. Okay, but Kotlin is way simpler as compared to Java. Okay, I'm coming to that point. So, first of all, if you want to use this function in another function, what I'll do is I'll write println. Okay, what I'll do is I'll call this display function inside this function. I'm calling this. Okay, now what I'll do is this is being called. Now I'll call my new function in the main function. Okay, so now let's just run this particular code. See, Tushar Sharma. Okay, what I'll do is I'll remove this and I'll write println so that it gets printed on a new line. So now let's just run it. See, this is a new function. I just called the new function, so this function got executed. And in this function, we had another function, which is display. That's why we are getting both the outputs. Okay, but as I called new function, first this value will be executed. Okay, after that, the compiler goes to the, so okay, let me just give you the flow of the compiler. First, the compiler finds the main function. It sees that I have called the new function. I'll go over here. Okay, I'll go inside, I'll print this line. This is a new function. After that, I'll go to the next line. So here it is calling the display function. So I'll go to the display function and I'll go inside and return this value. Okay, so this is the whole flow of the program. Okay, so now Prachi said that, sir, by default main data type is void. Oh. Yes, by default it is void. That's related to Java. What is meant by return type as unit? Yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come to just a minute, guys. Okay, so first of all, clearing Prachi's doubt. Sir, is it necessary to use return type? Yes, we don't need to use return type. Okay, so what Kotlin does is it has something which is known as a single expression function. Okay, so what do you mean by single expression function? I'll tell you. Okay, so first of all, let's just write this. We don't need these curly braces. Okay, in Kotlin. Okay, so just type string return type, then return this equal to operator. Okay, yeah, it's not allowed. Okay, I shouldn't use return because I've written equal to. Okay, so you can directly just assign the value to a particular function. You don't need to write anything. You don't need to write return statement, anything. Okay, still our code is getting executed. Okay, so now Prachi said that I don't want to use any return type. Fine, don't use it. I'll just I'll just remove this. Now execute it. See, this is working. So what do you mean that we don't generally need to write the return type? Kotlin itself identifies that this is a function and it returns this particular value. It's not necessary for you to write return type. And what do we call it? We call it as single expression function. Single expression. You are just writing the expression. You are not writing any return type. You are not writing anything. Okay. Yes, by default it is void. By default it is void. Yes. By default main return type is void. What do we? Why default main return type is void? What if we want to return an integer in the main function? Yes, you can do it. You can do it. That it supports everything, right? In the main function, anything can be returned. Even if you have a function, what is the return type as unit? Yeah. Coming to that point. Okay, so before that, there are 2 to 3 concepts. Okay, so okay, fine. I'll explain you what is unit. Okay, so unit means you can return anything. Unit can be, okay, for example, I told you the return type can be either integer, a unit type can be string, but what if you want to return anything? A string, maybe an integer, maybe anything. It's your choice. Okay, so in that cases we use unit. Okay, it's a general parameter. It's a general parameter. That's all. That's it. That's for unit. Okay, there's nothing more in unit. It's just even if you have single expression function, so you don't need to write the return type of function, right? You can directly declare a function, declare your methods inside a function, and do anything. Okay, so there's no use of unit for now. Okay, so next we have one more important concept. Okay, which is known as item to greet. Okay, so what does function have? Okay, I'll just remove this. Okay, so every function has certain parameters. Okay, certain parameters, certain things which you can use. Okay, so one of the parameters is item to greet. Okay, so I'll just write a small piece of code and I'll then explain you what is item to greet and why do we use it. Can we make iOS apps using Kotlin? Can you please YouTube channel? Sir, there is a delay. Okay, I'll just share it again. Akshat, was there a delay?
Yes, a little.
Okay, guys, so I guess I don't have a very stable internet connection today. So please bear with me. I'll try that you may be able to see all the code. Okay, I'll just join again. Please pardon me.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Okay, guys, so I've joined again. What I'll do is I'll again share my screen. So just let me know if there's any delay. Now, is there any delay? Is there any delay?
I guess
Akshat?
more.
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Little bits. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm really sorry, guys. I guess I have some internet issues or severe network issues. So not an issue. You will be able to see this. Okay, I'll go a little bit slow. Okay, once it is visible, then just let me know. I'll just go a little bit slow.
Yes, yes. It would be great.
My side, no
Fine.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, Kotlin is object oriented as well as it is function oriented. Okay, sir. Okay, fine, fine. I'll continue. Okay, so let me just write a small bit of code. What is item to greet? Item to greet is one of the functional parameters. Okay, your function, you can do a lot of things with your function. So one of the things which you can do is item to greet. And this actually helps sometimes in app development. That's why I'm covering this. There are a lot of function parameters. I can complete all of them, but we have to be our main focus is app development. So I'm covering this particular part. Okay, so I'll just write a function show item to greet. Okay, item to greet. Let's assume that item to greet is a string. It's a string, and what I'll do is I'll write a I'll write a variable a, for example. Okay, this equal to uh, hello plus item to greet. Okay, so what is item to greet? Item to greet is a value which is stored. Okay, it's a parameter. It stores a particular value, and what I have done is I have defined that this particular item is a string. Okay, so now I want to print the value of a. So this is what this function will do. It will print the value of a. Now I come in my main function. I define it. Okay. Uh, this is a shortcut if you guys want to define a main function in IntelliJ. So in IntelliJ, what happens is if you want to define a main function, just write main, open and close, and do this. But this is not in this online compiler, so I'll write function main. This is my main function. So what I'll do is in the main function, I'll write the function name show. I'll call this particular function and I'll assign a particular value to item to greet. Okay, so what is that particular value? Hello world. I want to complete this particular string. So I'm writing hello world. This is what I have assigned. So now let's just run this code. See, you can see hello world. There is not a space. So what I'll do is I'll add a space. Now let's run it again. See, hello world. Okay, so what you want to do is if you want to take the values, okay, if you want to give your values in the main function, okay, and you want to execute the older function as well, the function which you have called, you can use item to greet. Okay, so there is one more way, okay, of writing item to greet. Okay, so remember in the starting of the session and in yesterday's session, I told you if you want to access a particular value, okay, so what you can do is you can mention dollar symbol in the string and that value will be given. Okay, so what I'll do here is, um, okay, plus sign concatenates. Yes, plus sign concatenates. Yes, it's a concatenation operator. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll do something else. I'll do something unique this time. So I'll remove this. Okay. And what I want the value of item to greet. So as I said, if you want to access a particular value, you need to use the dollar symbol. I use the dollar symbol and item to greet. Okay. I have written this. Now what I'll do is I'll execute this particular code. So let's see whether we get a correct output or not. See, we got the output. What is it doing? This dollar symbol is accessing the value of item to greet. And what is the value in item to greet? It is world. So that's why it's displaying me hello world. Okay. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Item to greet means variable
Yes, sir.
as a. No, not at all. Item to greet is a defined parameter in the function which takes a particular value. Okay, it variable a, val a is declared. Val a is declared as a value, as a data type value which I want to access. Okay, so let's just simplify it. Item to greet is a parameter, is a function parameter, and if I want to take a particular value from the function, I'll assign it item to greet, and whenever I want to use it, I'll use it. And a is different. A is just a method or a variable which is declared inside the function. It has nothing to do with item to greet. That's completely different. Okay, so now there is one more method. Okay, now not one more method, actually it's pretty simple. I already told this to you. Okay, in functions we don't need to write this curly braces and all. Okay, instead of this curly braces, what I can do is I can directly write println. Okay, I can directly write println. Why can I directly write println? Because this is a single expression function. Okay, do you guys remember I just taught you single expression function? So this is it. We can also use a single expression function for item to greet. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'll write print, okay, print statement, print ln. Then I'll write hello, okay. And what I'll do is I'll call item to greet, item to greet. Okay. Now let's just execute this code. Why is it taking time to execute? Yes, the only difference between past and this code is I have made it quite simpler. Okay, what I'm doing is first I made a variable, I created a variable, okay, and in that I took the value of hello and then I am printing it. But here what I am doing is I'm directly printing the value. No need to create a variable, and I'm directly taking the value of item to greet in over here. Okay, so let me just copy this code. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just go back. Okay, so this is the code, this is the previous code, okay, and this is the new code. Okay, understand? Okay, over here I am creating a variable which is a, and inside that I am taking the value as hello. Okay, inside that I am taking the value as hello. Guys, is my screen visible or is there is still a lag? It's properly
No,
visible,
sir.
right? Okay,
Visible, sir.
great.
Yes, sir.
Perfect,
Yes.
Visible.
perfect. So what I am doing over here is actually I am taking a value in a variable and then I am printing it. Okay. But as you know, we learned about single expression function. We don't need curly braces. We don't need anything. I just directly want to print the value. So why should I make a variable, store a particular value, then call item to greet using dollar function and then print the value? It's a very long process. And obviously my compiler will take time to compile it and then give me the correct output. So instead what I did is I removed these curly braces. I didn't declare a variable. I directly printed my value and I directly called item to greet using dollar function. That's all. That's simple. So instead of doing all that work, I simply call that particular value using println. That's all. What's the installation process of Kotlin? Okay, so IntelliJ. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just share the link over in the chat box again. IntelliJ load Android Studio. Okay, this is IntelliJ, and the next one is Android Studio. You can use both. IntelliJ, I won't prefer IntelliJ for making apps, but for doing Kotlin, it's quite good. And for making apps, I prefer using Android Studio. So yeah, both the links are in the chat box. Okay, guys. So this is about functions and all. Okay, so I want you guys to execute this particular code. Okay, I'll just give it in the chat box. Okay, item to greet. Uh, Try various random combinations. Try giving something else instead of what I have given. Okay, and try this particular code. Okay, both the codes of both of them, the longer method by creating a value or the simpler method, both of them are mentioned in the chat box. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is just execute this particular code. Those have already done it. Is there any online compiler? Yes, I'm using this particular online compiler. I'll just paste the link again. Play.kotlinlang.org. This is it. Guess it's the correct link. Yeah, play.kotlinlang.org. This is it. So guys, I'm giving you 2 minutes. It's 6:47. I'm giving you time to 6:50, which is better for coding Android Studio or JetBrains. I personally prefer Android Studio over JetBrains. Okay, so for me, Android Studio is a lot better. Okay, so it depends on you. It depends on your laptop. If your laptop doesn't have good specifications, then go for JetBrains. That is IntelliJ. If your laptop has good or good specifications, you can go for Android Studio. Okay, guys. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. The code is in the chat box. I want you guys to execute it and paste the output in the chat box.
Hello.
Please.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Who's this? Guys, please don't create like such noises in the lectures. Just execute this particular code. Hello world. Okay. 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 Well, great. Great, Ayush. Great, Pratham. Do something else, guys. Just make another program for this. Make another program. Sir, how can I get? Monishan, all those things will be discussed at the end of the session. Don't worry about it. You will get a certificate. And these certificates aren't that valuable. The information, the knowledge which you're getting, that has more value. Please understand that. Hello, world. Good, Devakar. That's great. Good, Nitin.
Hello.
Come on, guys. Just one more minute.
How many days to complete this course?
It's a 3 days boot camp actually. Okay, so this is the second day, and after that, we will be having an expert session on developing Android applications using Kotlin.
Okay.
Great.
But I don't have any class tomorrow. I start from today.
Actually, the link will be shared again in the chat box. Okay, you can review the previous recording and the today's recording as well, and you can attend tomorrow's session.
Okay.
Good. Okay, so Arun Kumar, great. Arpita, great.
But hello, sir. But how to get certificate?
That will be discussed at the end of the session. Is that fine?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, cool.
Sir, can we use Kotlin to make iOS apps also?
No, actually, for making iOS apps, I guess there is one language known as Swift.
Okay, sir.
Swift. Yeah, we will be having one session on that as well, if time permits.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, when we make a real apps,
Yes. Yes, Vipul.
sir, when we make a real app like using ID,
Yes. Your voice is breaking, Vipul. Can you repeat your question? I'm not able to get it. Okay, good guys, good Varsha, Ayush. Good going. That's great. How to add two numbers by using this concept? You can take a integer as a value. You can have a previous number and add the second number to it. I'm the one who lacks system requirement for installing Chrome browser. Installing any compiler with some features as any compiler app for Android. This is the online compiler, okay, but you won't be able to make applications using this. You can just learn Kotlin from that. When we used to make a real app, I don't get you. Like you're talking that when we will be making a real app. So these are the basics of Kotlin, okay, guys. And the thing is, we will be having one expert session on that. Okay, so a very small app, a dice roller app, something of that sort will be made after this. Okay, so don't worry. Please send those files on Drive. Okay, fine. What I'll do is at the end of the session, I'll just send you that APK file on your Drive. You can download it. Vidhi, okay, has done the code. Okay, great guys, great, good going, guys. Perfect. Manohar, you are getting an error, Manohar. I want to check out yesterday's video. Please let me know your YouTube channel. Okay, everything. Okay, guys, don't worry. I'll just note down the points. What all needs to be there. Okay, it's in my mind. Okay, at the end of the session, we will do it. So for the time being, let's just continue, there is just 2 to 3 more concepts which needs to be done. Okay, so let's just do that first. Sure then, sure. Okay, guys. Okay, so I'll continue. Okay, guys. So the thing is, we also have lists, we have arrays, we have collections. Okay, we have collections in Kotlin. Like for example, collections is a collection of things. For example, you have a pouch. Okay, your pouch contains pens. So we can say that a pouch is a collection of pens. Okay. So for example, if you want to combine all words, if you want to make a collection of numbers, so what you do is you make an array. An array. What is an array? An array is a collection of elements. Okay. So you store many elements in a particular array. Okay. For example, I have Tushar. I have Tushar. Sorry, Tushar. I have Sharma. I have Nand. I have Akshat. I have Rishi. So this all is an array. This is an array. Okay, it has many number of elements inside it. Okay, so now let's just see that how we can make an array in Kotlin. Okay, so I'll write my main function, main. Okay, after that, what I'll do is I'll declare a variable a. Okay, and I'll make it an array. So how will write array of elements. Okay, so let me just add all the elements to it. Okay, so what I'll add is I'll add Tushar, I'll add Rishi, I'll add Akshat. Okay, and I'll add Nand. Okay, after that, what I'll do is I'll print it. Okay, print ln. So for example, I want to print the first number. Okay, for example, I want to print Tushar. So what I'll do is I'll write a of 0. Okay, so let me just tell you this particular concept. Okay, so every array, what I'll do is I'll just use a whiteboard for this. So guys, is my whiteboard visible? Okay, so
Yes.
this perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just give me a minute. Now I'll just go full screen. Yeah. Okay, so for example, consider that this is an array. This contains elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so over here, how you'll do the indexing? Okay, there are something known as indexes. For example, 10 people are standing in a row. Okay, so how will I say that? How will I count them? So I'll give them numbers. 1, this is a second person, this is a third person, this is a fourth person, this is fifth, and so on. Okay, so in arrays also you have indexes. Okay, so the first number, it doesn't have an index 1, it has index 0. Okay, an array always starts from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. Okay, so for example, if you want to access the fourth element, so what will be the index? It will be n minus 1, which is 3. Okay, the fourth element has the index 3. So this is the whole concept. And if I want to access the first one, that is the first data of the array, so what I'll try is print a of 0. Okay. Guys, please mute yourselves. Okay. Okay, so guys, let me just print it now. Can you see it? Tushar. Now I want to print Rishi. Okay, so I'll write a of 1. Now it's Rishi. Then Akshat, a of 2, Akshat, and so on. Okay, so now this is one way. Okay, and there is one more way. Okay, that's a lengthy way. It's known as .get method. Okay, so what I'll write is a.get. Get means I want to get that particular value. Which value I want? I want the first value. What is the index of the first value? According to the concept n minus 1, which is 0. So I want the first value. This is it. Tushar, I got my first value. Is it understood? Arrays, very simple. The indexing always starts. Yes, the indexing always starts from 0. If you're in an array, it always starts from 0. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now for example, I want to write all the values. Okay, I want to write all the values. Okay, so for that, what you will do is you'll write a for loop. Okay, for this condition, if you want to execute all the values, if you want to all the values as output, that is Tushar, Rishi, Akshat, Nand, what you will do, you will use a for loop. For this particular condition, display all my values. Okay, so let's just do one thing. Let's keep this aside. Okay, and let's just learn the syntax of a for loop. Okay, so what is the syntax of for loop? For x in something. Okay, for x in something, what we have to perform a particular method. Okay, there is a particular method, or you can say I want to do this. Okay, execute this statement. This is it. This is the syntax of a for loop. For condition, this is known as what it is called as. It is called as a condition. We have a condition. For that, we need to execute a particular statement. So this is for loop. So how will you write this for an array? So what you will write is for a in a. That means you are accessing all the elements for a in a. What you will do is I'll print a. Print a. Now execute this code. See, you're getting all the values. What I'll do is I'll just comment it. Okay, now execute all the values. You'll get all the values for a in a. So for a in a means, what do you mean by for a in a? You are incrementing the value one by one. First a is 0, then a is 1, then a is 2, then a is 3. So for that, until it goes till n. Okay, we have 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes till n and it executes. Okay. So this is the for loop, and this is how you will display all the elements. Okay, so this is it. And okay, so let's just do one thing. Let's jump on to, after arrays we have something called as list. Okay, all these are all collections. Okay, there is no difference between them. The only difference is the syntax, what you can do with it, why do we use them. Arrays are similar to list. Okay, so it is kind of similar. So I'll just show you what is a list first. This is a list. I'll just write the collections. Okay, what do we have in collections? We have arrays, we have lists, we have map. Okay, so these are some of the collections. Okay, so now let me just write the syntax of list. Okay, so let me declare a function. Let me just declare a function, for example, list. Okay, for example, a main function, we have a list inside that. So I'll write val list. Okay, and just like we had array of, we have something called as list of. See, list of. Simple. Now let me just write all the things. Tushar. I'll just write some random things. Okay, I'll just write some random things over here. Okay, now the same thing. What I want is I want to access the first element. Same. List of 0. Now execute it. Tushar. I want 1. Same. Now what I want is for list in list. I want everything to be executed. What I'll write is I'll write print list. See, it is getting printed. I'll write print ln. See, it is getting printed. All of them. Screen is not visible. Guys, is that the case? Well, list
No,
and
no,
arrays
it's
are same, Harsha. The only difference is thank you, Manoj, thank you, Akshat. So what I can do is okay, what I can say is list and array, they are similar. The only thing is you have different methods for that. Okay, you have different things for that. That's all. Nothing more. Okay, so now let's do about maps. Okay, so what is map? Map has derived from the word mapping. What do you mean by mapping? Mapping. Can someone tell me what do you mean by mapping? Can someone tell me what do you mean by mapping?
Key and value pair.
Did you search it on Google? Just
No,
asking.
no.
No,
Actually, I use HMap, so I
Oh,
tell.
okay.
Yes.
That's great. दिशा दिखा दिशा दिखाना. Yeah, quite good. दिशा दिखाना. Yeah, दिशा दिखाना. Something you're pointing towards something. Mapping. You're relating. Mapping simply means relating two things. Okay. So I am match. It's just like match the column. So map the column. Right. Assigning one thing to another. Yeah. Run loop. What if we meant to run the loop till?
Assigning something against any respective character.
Very good. Very good. That's great. Will I get the yes? Perfect, Varsha. So let's write about a map. Let's just write a function, main function for map. So what I'll do is I'll make a variable map. Okay. So just like we had list of, we had array of. Okay. So now we will have map of. Simple map of. Okay. So the syntax of writing a map is a little bit different. Okay. So what we are doing is we are actually mapping the values, right? Mapping means one value to another value. Okay. One to this, one, two to this.
Swapping.
Hello?
Swapping.
Swapping. What do you mean?
In C or in C++, we use swapping. Like we are assigning like A equals to B, then C, B equals to C, then C
Yeah,
equals to
that's
A.
that's 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 swapping function. You're talking about swapping, right? We are assigning the value of A
Correct.
to B, right? So it's not like that. Over here, we are just relating the values. Okay. So for example, I have a sister. Okay. So I am related to my sister. So we both are related. Okay. So that's what we are trying to specify. This is related to this. Okay. So we are using that word to related to this. So same over here. What we write is 1 2 for example Tushar, 1 to Tushar. Okay, and after that 2 to okay 2 to for example for your name Varsha. Okay, so what we are doing is and 3 to for example Sai, something like that. Okay, so what we are doing is actually we are relating these particular values. Okay, we are relating these particular values. That's what we are doing. Yeah, like not like a dictionary. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's something similar to that. Okay, so that is Python. Similar to inheritance. No, it is not inheritance. It's just relating. The concept is not like inheritance. Okay. Yeah, like dictionaries in Python. Yeah, you have dictionaries in Python. It's something similar to that. So yeah, this is it. This is how we use map. This is how we use make list. Okay. So actually, the thing is, your collections, all the collections which you have seen, which is arrays, you have seen lists, you have seen maps. So actually, the thing is, they are not mutable. Okay, what do you mean by mutable? For example, if I want to add a particular value, okay, I won't be able to add it. Okay, so let's just assume that I want to add a particular value. I have a list, for example, I have a list over here and I am assigning some value to this list. For example, I am assigning Tushar, I am assigning Akshat. Okay, I am assigning Tushar, I am assigning Akshat. Okay, so after that, what I want to do is I want to add a particular value. For example, I want to add Harsha's name. So what I'll do is I'll write list dot add. Okay, and what I'll pass into it, I'll pass Harsha. And now print print the last. Okay, for example, print the last one. I'll print the last one name, which is list of 2. Okay, for example, Tushar has 0 index, Akshat has 1 index. Now I added Harsha, so now let's just print it. See, unresolved reference add. Why is it saying that? Because my list is not mutable. Okay, what do you mean by mutable? I also okay, so the thing is mutable. What do you mean by mutable? As I said, mutable is something which can be changed. Okay, so here what the thing is, our collections are not mutable. Okay, so what if I want to make it mutable? I want to add some things. What I'll do is, instead of writing this list of, what I'll use is, I'll write mutable list. Okay, mutable list of. Okay. Sorry guys, sorry for the delay. So mutable list, how I can create a mutable list? I'll just add mutable variable in the start. Now execute this. See, Harsha. So what do you mean? What do I mean by that? If I want to make my collections mutable, collections are not mutable from the start. Okay, by default it is immutable. What do I mean by immutable? I can't add anything into my collection. That's what I mean. I can't add anything. But if I want to make it mutable, just add one word in the start which is mutable, and yes, my list is mutable. Simple. As simple as that. It is the same. The syntax is the same for the arrays, for lists, as well as for maps. It's completely similar. Okay, is it understood? Everyone understood?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
How to run loop till particular element in Kotlin? Just assign a particular value for I in 3. Simple. For just assign a particular value to that. One more example. Okay, one more example. So so I'll just write one. Now what's your name? Okay, who said Nabin? I'll write Nabin. I'll write Tushar. I want to add it. I want to add for example, I want to add Akshat. I'll add Akshat and I'll display. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's just display the whole string. Okay. Just a minute, guys. I got it. Sir, we do not have to use here data type. No, like no data type we are using is, we are not using any data type. It's like you can add anything in a collection. As I said, collection contains integers, collection contains anything. Okay, so it depends on you what you want to add. It's not like only
Hello,
strings
sir.
can be added.
Network issue.
Hello. Hello.
Network issue.
Network issues. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why Val and I both are working in this code? Val and var both are it's just like it's those are variables, but the thing is there is a difference between var and val. The var is very simple. Okay, var is very simple. Like variable is mutable. You can change the value of, for example, I want to declare a variable a. Okay, and I want that this value can be changed. So I'll write var. But what if I want that value not to be changed? So that's why I'll write val. Your value won't be changed. Simple. Mutable list of, can you explain again, sir? Indrajit, for the removing the list, there are certain, for example, list.add, there is list.delete, so like list.pop. There are several operations for that. Okay, you guys can take a look into it. Can collection of list could contain mixture of int data, and string data type. Yes, it can contain. I told you, like anything can be added into the list. Okay, so for example, I want to display my whole list for list and list. For example, okay, for list and list, I'll print my list. And this is it. Naveen, Tushar, Akshat. So what I'll do is I'll write ln so that it gets executed on different lines. Naveen, Tushar, Akshat. Simple. This is it. So guys, these are the very basics. Okay, is there an attendance sheet? No, there is no such attendance sheet. Okay. So let's just do one thing. This is a function. I just told you about functions. So let's just discuss about a class. Okay, what is a class and what do we do it? So classes, you can say that in classes it's like a method, or it's a method in which you can have several other methods. You can execute anything in a class. So class is something like that. Okay, and we have various methods in class. You can add various parameters in class. Okay, you can do anything with classes if you declare, and for a class you have an object. Okay, so this is the whole concept. I guess you guys have already done basics of programming, so you already know what is a class and what is an object. So I don't need to go much in deep. I just tell you the syntax of what is a class and how do we create it. So it's very simple. I create a class which is session. Okay, I create a class session. I apply curly braces. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll create a main function. I'll call my class over here. Okay, for example, I am creating a variable, creating a val a. I'm creating an object of this particular class session so that I can call it. Okay, and here I'm printing something. Okay, this I have created a class. Okay, now enter. See, I have created a class. Okay, yeah, let's dot remove. Yeah, let's dot remove. How to use dot? Because there is no attendance. Okay, can we have multiple classes? Yes, you can have multiple class. There are various concepts with classes. Okay, we will cover it tomorrow. Okay, so this is just for today. It's a class. This is a class. You declare it using class name. You apply curly braces and you make an object for the class and you call it. Simple. It is very simple. Every Kotlin file, yes, it has a main method. Kotlin is similar to Java. Yes, Kotlin is similar to Java. So or can you tell what you have completed? I have completed functions. I have started with classes. I've completed collections. I've completed data types. So very basics of Kotlin. Can we leave now? Yes, those, if you guys don't have any doubts, then you can leave the lecture. So what I'll do is by now I'll just provide you with the recording link as well as the compiler which you guys wanted. And Akshat, is there any attendance sheet or
Leave
something?
class.
No, no.
Yeah, leave class.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
I'll have the option to download the attendance list and I will download it and send it to you.
Okay.
And there is no need of attendances because if you just contact your facility data and if you are enrolled in Android Study Camp, so you will definitely get a certificate. Not to worry if you haven't like done anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Because these sessions are just helping you a little, because we know that by reading only you cannot understand everything. So that's why we are holding these sessions, so that you can just have a knowledge and just see the live working of all the things.
Yeah.
Any
Correct.
problem to get certificate?
Guys, so the thing is, your facilitator will be providing you the certificates. I guess all your campuses have a GDC lead, okay, and those who don't, okay, so what you can do is at the end of tomorrow's session, you can tell us your names, okay, and we will provide you the certificates, okay.
Hey,
So-
I do not know who is my facilitator. Currently, I got to the program on online website and joined.
Okay,
Could you
not an
please,
issue. Yes,
could you
yes,
please
yes.
tell me
Excuse me, sir.
who is my facilitator and how will I get a certificate?
Yeah,
Sir, I do not know who is my facilitator.
no, not an issue, guys. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow, at the end of the session, I'll be circulating a form. Hello, guys.
Please clear doubts.
In tomorrow's session, I'll be circulating a form, okay, and in that particular form, you will get yeah, like you can fill that particular form and you will get your certificates. Okay, not an issue. Don't worry about the
Sir.
certificates. You'll get it.
But
After
how
the,
to get certificate?
Actually,
you,
some
Sir,
of
I,
Confirmation.
sir, as I
Only fill
texted,
for
Please provide the link of certificate today, not tomorrow.
no, that's not possible. We have to complete all the sessions, and once that is completed, only after that we can provide you the link.
So what I think you are going
Okay,
too fast
we
right
wait
now.
for tomorrow.
Okay, if I'm going to fast, I'll just send you the YouTube link, okay, and I'll try to go a little bit slower tomorrow for tomorrow's session. So maybe it may get extended for 2 hours. Is that fine for all of you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, I
But
want to
as
Okay.
many of us don't have any
how to
previous knowledge
complete this
about
course.
Java, so that's why.
Okay, not
Any
an issue.
exam?
Not an issue.
Any
Hello?
test for certificate?
No, there is no test for certificate. Don't worry about it. You will get at the end of the program. And so
But
I guess
how
there's
to get certificate?
tomorrow. That's what I said. Tomorrow I'll send the form link in the chat box, and you can fill that.
I already fill a form.
Then you will
Yes. We'll circulate one more form, okay, in which you have to fill it. And if you have filled the previous form, not to worry, you'll get the certificate.
Sir, actually, some of the students here
Sir, I want
joined.
Yeah,
to
So can you share the certificate
Guys,
process again?
please, guys, don't just focus on the certificates. See, not that one. Don't worry, guys. We'll send you everything. Okay, guys, don't worry. We'll send you everything. All the certificate links, all the YouTube links. I'll just provide you the YouTube link right now itself. Okay, just give me a minute. I am circulating this. Okay, just give me a minute.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so with this note, I would like to end this particular session. I would like to thank GDSC, Amity University, Mumbai, GDSC Purnima College of Engineering, Indore Institute of Science and Technology, I2IT, Parul University, Avantika University, IIT Bhillai, and Gaya College of Engineering for collaborating with GDSC, Amity University, Mumbai, and all other GDSCs for this particular session or this particular boot camp. Thanks to all the participants for joining us for the day 2 of the session. So thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
So certificate is provided by Google or some universities.
Okay, so with this note, I would like to end this particular session. I would like to thank GDSC, Amity University, Mumbai, GDSC Purnima College of Engineering, Indore Institute of Science and Technology, I2IT, Parul University, Avantika University, IIT Bhillai, and Gaya College of Engineering for collaborating with GDSC, Amity University, Mumbai, and all other GDSCs for this particular session or this particular boot camp. Thanks to all the participants for joining us for the day 2 of the session. So thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
So certificate is provided by Google or some universities.